Kapil Sibal, Congress heavyweight, now decides to dump the Congress, formally joins the SP as he files his nomination as part of the SP in the fall Rajya Sabha. This is, remember, the Samajwadi Party pushing for 3 of their candidates to file the Rajya Sabha nomination, and one of them, it appears, they've batted for Kapil Sibal, who's a staunch, tall Congress leader so long, seems to have now dumped the Gandhis. After much of the dissent within the party itself, Kapil Sibal time and again pointing fingers at the Gandhis for not trying fixing the fissures within the grand old party. Now finally seems like he's decided to dump the Congress and join the SP. He's already filed his nomination as an SP candidate for the Rajya Sabha. Let me cut across to Abhishek Mishra joining us for more details on that. Abhishek, certainly not expected. Kapil Sibal, we know, has constantly been a critique for the Congress party. He floated the G23, gathered all the senior leaders of the Congress who were very unhappy with the Gandhis and the way the grand old party was functioning. And now, without any alert or information, Kapil Sibal files nomination as an SP candidate for the Rajya Sabha. A huge blow to the Congress indeed. We're going to try and patch Abhishek on that, but Kapil Sibal now filing his nomination as part of the Samajwadi Party. This certainly comes as a big blow to the Congress party. Kapil Sibal has been the man fronting the G23, time and again has pointed out the fissures and the kind of unorganized way of functioning that he accuses the Congress party of. He's in fact always said that the Gandhis have not been able to lead the party in the right direction, and considering that he's been a vocal critique of the Congress party, was no surprises that Kapil Sibal would one day possibly bid adieu, and now it seems like finally the decision has been made. He's filed his nomination as a Samajwadi Party Rajya Sabha candidate. Let me cut across to Shiv Arur joining us for more on that. Shiv, Kapil Sibal, the man who floated the G23, a vocal critique of the Congress party, has now decided to call it quits from the Congress. Goes right ahead, files his nomination as an SP candidate for the Rajya Sabha.
You know, this is only the latest in a series of bolts from the blue for the Congress party. In many ways, Kapil Sibal's disgruntlement and discontent has been the most explicit, as part of this separatist G23 faction. But Kapil Sibal actually making that move, Nabila, stepping out of the Congress and filing his nomination, with the Samajwadi Party is a huge blow to the Congress party. They won't see it as a huge blow materially speaking, because let's face it, Kapil Sibal is an old washed out leader. He's not a mass leader by any stretch of imagination, but he is a prominent face. He's been a former loyalist, he's been a former union minister, and a very high profile recognizable face of the old guard of the Congress party. So my sense is that the Congress party is not going to pay very much attention to this. But obviously it does look bad. You've had Hardik Patel leave, you've had Sunil Jakar leave. In their wake, you've had a lot of other people leaving before that as well, all high profile. And Kapil Sibal is a big heavyweight Congress leader. Old loyalist, old guard, former union minister, someone who was seen to be close to the Gandhis at one point of time, but in the last couple of years has been the face of the disgruntled rebel faction, which is identified as the G23. So this definitely harms the Congress. It is very much a manifestation of the continuing sort of tatters in which the Congress finds itself. Rahul Gandhi sitting in London and waxing eloquent about India that is on fire. There are constitutional problems. While that is a separate issue altogether, let's remember that the Congress has just held an extensive Chintan Shibir in Udaipur, where they were supposed to consolidate and get their flock together and present a united front. And the fact that Kapil Sibal was the only person who was conspicuous by his absence over there, even while the rest of the G23 made their presence felt in the front rows of that Chintan Shibir, Nabila, makes this exit by Kapil Sibal even more conspicuous and even more damaging than it is electorally. Because let's face it, electorally speaking, it doesn't really matter much. Kapil Sibal was a Lok Sabha MP a long time ago. He's lost a lot of his political vitality in terms of being any kind of a appeal for voters, especially of the new generation. So my sense is the Yuva faction of the Congress party or the Rahul Congress, won't make a big deal out of Kapil Sibal leaving. They'll probably say this is, dead weight that has exited the party. But the fact high-profile face has chosen to exit so soon after the Chintan Shibir just shows that the G23 hasn't managed to do very much. Questions should also be asked about whether the presence of the G23 of which Kapil Sibal was a part, entrenched itself in that Chintan Shibir, basically signaled to Kapil Sibal that, he had gone out on a limb too much. He'd shown too many of his cards, against the Gandhis, and therefore he had no real option left but to make an exit in this manner.